Hello and welcome to Minor Talks about a bonus within Age of Empires 2, the Conquerors. This one is about rams, the Battering Rams, Capped Rams and Siege Rams. The main buildings that you'll attack with rams could well be military buildings such as the barracks and castles, as well as walls and town centres. So there's no point telling you the amount of attack that the rams normally get, as it's less than 5 anyway. So I'll just tell you the amount of damage that they do towards buildings, as that's the main thing that they'll attack. Some buildings have armour, but this doesn't affect the attack of the rams by much. Castles have 8 armour against rams, and stone or fortified walls seem to have between about 15 and 25 armour against rams. So battering rams normally do about 125 damage to buildings like the barracks, archery range, stable, siege workshop, blacksmith, town centres and houses. They do 122 attack if masonry has been researched by the enemy, or 119 attack if architecture has been researched by the enemy. Each of those technologies give buildings an extra 3 armour. Against castles though, battering rams do 117 attack, or 114 or 111 if masonry and architecture have been researched, and they do about 109 or 101 attack against stone or fortified walls, which I found a little bit odd. It didn't quite fit in with all the other attacks, but oh well. Capped rams do 151 attack against the likes of barracks and stables, 150 against town centres, 142 against castles, and then you minus 3 attack if masonry and architecture have been researched. Capped rams do 126 attack against stone or fortified walls, but attacking one wall will cause the 2 walls either side to lose the same amount of hit points too, leading to 3 walls damaged. This area of effect also occurs with other buildings nearby. Siege rams do 202 attack against the likes of barracks and stables, 200 against town centres, 192 against castles, and then you minus about 3 for the masonry and architecture. Siege rams give stone walls 184 or 176 damage, 176 being for the fortified walls, but there is an area of effect of 2 which leads to 5 walls in a line being damaged. So of course that will destroy more houses if they are grouped together. Foot units can be garrisoned within the rams to make them move faster, but if those units are melee units such as the champion, it adds to the amount of damage that a ram will do against a building. It doesn't matter whether the unit is a militia with no upgrades or a champion with all the upgrades, they will each add an extra 10 attack to the attack that the ram will do towards a building. So battering rams and capped rams can have an extra 40 attack to a building, but siege rams can have an extra 60 attack. There is also siege engineers, a technology from the university that 10 out of 18 civilizations can get, and this gives the rams an extra 20% attack against buildings. It's not always exactly 20%, but it's around that. So theoretically, the most amount of attack that a ram can do against a castle in one hit would be from the siege ram, and that number is 290. So let's say you're going to attack 10 buildings, such as the barracks and blacksmith, that don't have masonry researched. So the buildings have 1800 hit points each. You would want to do the most damage in the quickest time, of course. So to destroy those 10 buildings, 144 hits are required from battering rams, 120 hits from capped rams, and 90 hits from siege rams. So let's say you had 6 of each ram. Each battering ram would have to do 24 hits, each capped ram would have to do 20 hits, and each siege ram would have to do about 15 hits. So with researching capped ram costing 300 food and 250 gold, and siege ram research costing 1000 food and 800 gold, you've got to decide whether or not you would benefit from the upgrade. If you're not going to be using rams much, then no research is particularly required. But if you are going to use them a lot, then researching them would be very useful. If you're near the beginning of a level and you're trying to build up an army to destroy the enemy, and you are thinking about getting battering rams, then upgrading them as much as you can would be very useful, obviously within reason. This would allow you to destroy their buildings much quicker. I mean, before when I said that siege rams would only need 15 hits to do the same amount of damage that a battering ram would need to do 24 hits. So you can destroy more and more of their buildings before they can retaliate as much. However, if it's near the end of defeating an enemy and you just need that one final push, then upgrading your battering rams or capped rams to the next one on probably isn't that much of a good idea unless you have the resources to spare. So the general gist is that battering rams do about 125 damage to a building, minusing about 10 to 15 for any possible armour that the enemy might have. Capped rams do about 150 damage towards a building, minusing 10 to 15 for any armour upgrades that there might be. And finally, siege rams do about 200 damage, minusing 10 to 15 for any possible armour. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch and listen to this. I hope this has been useful and may you destroy buildings in a much more effective way. I hope this has been clear as well. I'm not sure what the next bonus video will be, but I will find one and I will try and get it up as quickly as I can. So thank you very much for watching. See you in the next part.